Well, hello and welcome everyone to Kenny Bear's Arms. Today we're taking a look at a little video of Tim Walz speaking about enhancing gun laws after, which I'm sure you heard, the recent tragedy out of Burnsville, Minnesota, where the two cops and the one firefighter were killed. And yeah, Mr. Walz is already going after more gun control right after this situation.
Tim Walz hinted at some potential policy changes today. Caroline Cummings is at the Capitol, so we're curious what the governor had to say, Caroline.
Yeah, good evening, Frank. So as these families and the entire state of Minnesota continue to grieve this unthinkable tragedy, Governor Tim Walz told reporters today that it's incumbent on policymakers to start thinking about solutions to try to make sure this doesn't happen in the future. So he says he'd like the legislature to consider expanding Minnesota's firearms safe storage law. And he's suggested before that the state should regulate.
The safe storage laws definitely would not have prevented this situation at all, because Minnesota has a statute that makes it so you have to have your firearms locked up and out of the reach if you have underage persons in your home. So that already wouldn't have prevented this, because this person did have children in the home. So they already should have been locked up. But it's not like you can't go get your firearms. See, now this safe storage thing really hurts the law-abiding citizen who is asleep at home in their bed and they have someone break into their house in the middle of the night type of thing. Well, now I got to go get my gun safe, and depending on, your own state's laws and stuff, sometimes you can't have the ammo and the gun stored in the same spot. So you have to go to two different places just to go get your gun. Then I got to go get something else. It's like, hold on, Mr. Criminal. Can you wait for a while I get all this stuff together before? That's so dumb.
Ghost guns are those assembled with different parts bought online without a background check or a serial number that comes when you buy a gun from a licensed firearms dealer.
I think one of the things is going back upstream, and there's no easy answers for this, but I think we're hearing, and I'll wait until we get final confirmation, but it sounds like this individual was banned from having firearms, so we need to find out, how did they get them? Did someone help? Did they do that? Are there penalties in there to make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, of course, we know how he got them illegally. How do we know this? Because he wasn't allowed to own firearms in the first place. So of course he got them illegally. And we already have laws on the books to make straw purchases. That's illegal. None of that would have prevented this either. And the whole ghost gun thing too. Like, Minnesota already has, and there's a case already in Minnesota fighting this exact thing, but it's not illegal to build your own firearm. Not illegal to make your own ghost gun. Heck, in Minnesota, you're required to have a serial number, but how would having a serial number in that case even prevented this situation? We don't even know if this guy had ghost guns, which are unserialized firearms. But the thing is, in Minnesota, due to a weird wording of the law, we're supposed to have serial numbers on your ghost guns. But it's not like a federal thing. So it's a whole stupid thing that we got going on here now. We got Walz already going for more gun control that already should have, in theory, prevented this from happening. But guess what? Criminals don't obey laws. Weird. So we better double down on the laws that aren't working and just make them broader, I guess. I don't know. None of this would have happened if our laws were more broad. Yeah, he wasn't already supposed to have a firearm, so all of the gun laws are on the books. None of that would have prevented it. More gun laws wouldn't have prevented it. Maybe be harsher on the criminals that, like this guy, that have done, probably got a pretty good rap sheet, I'm guessing, if he was already not allowed to have firearms. So anyways, that's my little rant. Sorry, I know it's frustrating, but my fellow Minnesotans, I am so sorry for all the crazy stuff that we got on the books coming right at us. It's not looking good for us here. So they already saw the new proposed thing that they're talking about banning lead bullets. Yay. Awesome.